Okay, we're live. Let's see who's online to see who can talk to us. There's nobody on right now, so get a little organized here while we're waiting. See who's here. Maybe somebody new. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Mikey. Hey, Dave. How you doing? Ah, finally someone's here. Okay, cool. Turn off the music while I'm waiting. How you guys doing? It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in California. How'd you guys know I was on stream? Did you guys get a notification, or you saw me go live from the subscriptions? Oh, somebody left. Mike, you still here? History Man. How you doing, Troy? Thank you, Mikey. Boy, try to figure that light out, saying get rid of it. But those are the lights inside of the, oh, maybe this is the angle. Uh-oh, little lint here. Or is that a scratch? Nope, eyelash. Well, I was gonna do it tonight, that's why I put down quick conversation tonight's as an intro. Rich is probably working on something. I still have the 8 o'clock thing going on right now tonight, but I thought I'd stream here for about an hour. If Greg's available and he's not doing anything and you have nothing to do, guys, come on in. Slow day for me. I found a 1899 O Morgan with toning VAM 32 in mint stain condition. Hey, Dave Carlisle, how you doing? We can do some right now for about an hour, just to see if you were on and if you wanted to do something tonight. And I'm planning to be on tonight anyway, to stream. So we could do a little bit now and then really do it tonight. Just taking a break from doing stuff around the house. Dave's not here, man. Gotcha. Wink, wink. How you doing, David? Mikey, did you buy it? Or when you said you found it, does that mean that you were in search of it, or did you find it in a sale or estate sale? $40? Not bad. What condition is it in, Mikey? Sure. Let me. Yeah, deal here. Let's see, invite. MS62. It so wasn't slab, but you must have had it in a 2x2, maybe. Yeah, I got this 1922 peace dollar. Hey, Darren, daytime guy. Woo. Oh, there you are.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, not so bad. Yourself?
I'm awake in a good part of the day.
Yeah, me too.
Hector. Greg said he can't. I don't think he can make it. Because he has people coming over. So
Tonight?
Oh, hold on. Let me ask him that.
Yeah, it's for tonight. It doesn't have to be right now.
Okay. History. Hey, History. How's it going, bud?
Hi, Darren. I posted the I posted the newspaper thing. If you want to look at it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I just did. I post the newspaper thing I said I was gonna do. So it's a series called History by Newspapers, where I read the newspapers. And I know now, before you comment, I know that the reading's not on point, but I couldn't pronounce some words, and yeah. So I started a little bit, so my first time doing it.
Hey, what's the harm? I mean, I think that's great.
Hey,
that's
History man. I'm a professional reader, man, and I don't like the way you fucking read. I'm telling you, man. I can tolerate almost anything about you, but the way you read, that fucking breaks it, buddy. We can't be friends.
Darren, there's people that are like that, to be honest.
Take it from a person who does this oratory in front of classes all the time, when kids pick up everything that you do and you say wrong, mispronounce, or you're not aware of the pop culture these days. I get ridiculed all the time, so it's no big deal. So when you make a mistake, learn from it and then move on.
Dude, I love you. You can make all the mistakes in the world, and I'll probably still enjoy it. And you know what? Hopefully the mistakes are funny, because I could always use a laugh.
I was just thinking that right now, there, Darren.
Right. Well, Hector, I'm gonna text Greg and see if he can over tonight.
Hello, Lincoln Central Coins. How are you, sir?
Up to a certain point. That's it. Just not all the way on.
Wow, where'd that voice come from?
That was the wife.
Oh, hello, wife.
She's broken.
Oh yeah, some mending from the wrist.
Yeah, and she wanted to top twist it off and onto something, and one of the few things that the wrist doesn't allow is twisting.
Oh,
she's a trooper, though. She's doing so much stuff by herself with a broken wrist, right wrist, left elbow, left shoulder. So she's in pieces, man.
Wait, Hector, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Hector,
yes.
Did you say that what time? What time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So it must be like what, 7? Okay.
8 o'clock my time, so it'll be 11 yours. 10 probably for Greg.
Yeah, I'll be there for that.
Okay, we'll be here.
Why not?
We got the topic is the gamut. Whatever, you know how in school, I don't know about how most people have been taught, but it just seems like when I was in school, math was tied to science. Science was tied to meteorology. Meteorology was tied to sports. Sports was tied to weather, and I mean, it was just a link to everything. So that's the topic tonight. Whatever comes up, comes up. We'll start with coins, maybe. Maybe we'll start with photography, lighting. Because the one thing I'm really getting curious about is how to show a coin, the distance, the type of apertures, that allows light in. Just it could be anything. I mean, we had a good time last time talking with Greg, history, Richard Callie, and myself, plus other people in the conversation box. It was pretty interesting the whole day, the whole evening. It was like 5 hours straight.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
Yeah, it was. With Rich Callie, sometimes I'm on the phone with him for like one time 7.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's a smart guy. He's got a lot of experience and exposure to a lot of different genres that I'm not an expert in. What's the
Right.
old Darren? What's the old saying about being skilled at nothing and learning at everything? Well, how's that go? I'm not even sure. Expert at nothing and master of nothing and.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh wow! If I let the phone go to like black screen, I can still hear you guys, but it mutes my mic. Jack of all trades, master of none.
There you go. That's it. I have the version in Spanish. Worker of all, but expert of none.
Worker of all. Yeah, jack of all trades.
Right. That's the translation, literally in Spanish. Jack of all trades.
That's Hector. One of my friends from down in the States.
Hello, Mrs.
Hector is a kindred spirit, and he's originally from Mexico, and he is now in, I'm not sure exactly where. Where are you, Hector? Forget.
Actually, I'm a third-generation American. I'm living in the Central Valley of California.
California, that's right. Same time zone as me.
Darren.
I fell in love with me.
Yeah, my wife went to California and injured herself at Disneyland.
Hey, David, my wife wants me to cut it off by July 1st, so you may not see it long. She's threatening to. I was wanting to make a small braid underneath my chin, about 6 inches long. And she said she'll cut it off in the middle of the night if I do grow one that long and braid it. Yeah, Rich's streams are hopefully they're going to be more often.
Something?
Darren.
What's up, Dave?
Have you heard of GregolaProductions?
How's it going?
What did he say?
He said, "Hang on."
Okay. Because GregolaProductions, he's a good guy. Have you watched any of his videos, Hector?
Yeah, I have been. Not many, but I like what his channel.
Okay, yeah.
In fact, there was one this morning, wasn't there?
Yeah, he just.
I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Because, like I said, he knows a lot about clocks. So
you know something? I have a clock at my mom's house. It's one of the ones that have the weighted balls in the bottom, 4 of them, and they spin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on not a spring, but it's more like a wire that goes up. It's in a dome glass. It's plastic actually.
Oh man,
it's not a very expensive one, but it's my mom's. It's sitting, right there, and that wire that hangs the 2 spinning orbs broke. So I was wanting to get it fixed, but the jeweler said, "Well, it's not really worth it. A lot of guys don't, and I just want to fix it because it's just a nice little item my mom had. She was into elegant stuff."
Hector?
Yes, sir.
They're called anniversary clocks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh,
like I said, you should talk to Greg about that.
Oh, yeah.
No,
you know what I plan to do?
What?
Since I'm working from home sometimes, I start July 1st on the census, but I'm still going to be working half home and half out in the field. So I was thinking, when I'm not going to work out in the field and I'm going to be home and not working for the census, I was going to do like a live stream, my little projects like that, little clocks, radios. I want to show off my 1966 Zenith ham radio, little radio, not ham radio, but it's a little AM radio with a one earpiece from the 60s. Yeah, it's stuff like people don't see very often, and they don't.
Yeah.
I know my aunt gave it to me when I was, I don't know, 12, and it was, like $5 when she bought it.
Oh wow.
But I used to stay up until, that's why I used to listen to Wolfman Jack on the radio station from LA. And believe me, sometimes I would stay up to 3 or 4 in the morning, and especially in the summertime, and just listen to music, with my head over the blanket over my head, and then put one earpiece in. It was great. I had to buy those 9-volt batteries almost every week.
Huh.
Use my allowance for it. That's a good memory.
Did you ever see in the comic books the advertisement for the rocket radio? It looked like a rocket.
I remember seeing it, but I didn't really pay attention too much to it. Why?
Chihuahua alert. I had one, and those were, oh geez, if the dogs go off there, I'm going to mute myself. I only got one voice, but if they all go nuts, I'll just mute. But you would just clip a little alligator clip to something metal, and listen with the little earpiece, and the capsule of the rocket, you would twist it in and out. It was on a screw, and that would change the station, and you could pick up strong AM radio stations in the area on that. That was a crystal radio, but it was built into the shape of the rocket, and there was enough signal. If you were to take that alligator, like for example, when I went down into my basement, all the floor above was open, so you could see all the metal ducting. So I would take that little clip and clip it to a little strap of the metal ducting, and boy, that was like power. I got all kinds of stations when I clipped all that metal. They seemed to pick up, I don't know, everything, or how, actually, to tell you the truth, that's one thing I'm not even sure how exactly it works. But yeah, just the crystal radio that you would, if you ever bought a Heath kit or one of those little kits from Radio Shack where you could, wire different things together by going spring to spring to spring to this resistor to that diode, you can put together a crystal radio in one of those kits as well. But are you familiar with the crystal radio?
Oh yeah,
I've heard of it. Wait, hold on. Let me look at what it is.
I used to try to make homemade radios out of toilet paper and copper wire and a few things that would put together. I don't remember the process because I hadn't done that. Geez, I remember that in years. Yeah. I must have been a Boy Scout. No, Cub Scout.
I was a Cub Scout.
You made a homemade radio, Hector?
Yes, that was one of our projects.
Wow, how did you do that?
I can't remember right now, but I remember having a little book.
It's in the Cub Scout book.
Yes, in the Cub Scout book. That's where I seen it.
That's where you earn your badges.
Yeah, I earned my wolf badge. I wore my badger. I didn't get my lion. I was going to get that one, but it had to do certain things, to get it. But I went to Cub. After that, I went straight to Boy Scouts, and that was more fun. I was trying to get a survival badge. That was cool.
I'm trying to remember. Brain is failing. I vowed to do my best to do my duty to God and the Queen to keep the law of the Wolf Cub Pack and to do good for somebody every day.
That Queen.
Yeah, well, I'm in Canada.
I know.
But that was the Cub Scout credo here.
Oh, I don't remember the Cub Scout one.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
Go ahead.
Remember the leader was Akela? Did you have the Cub leader was Akela? Did you bring your bones every week?
No, we did the wolf pack, and we did what was it we did every week?
In Cub Scout, we all brought a dime every week and threw it in the hat. Those were our bones. We brought our bones every week, and we saved that up for different projects. Every week.
My memory is really failing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you're causing me to remember this. So
yeah,
I was. You know how old you are when you're in Cub Scouts, for freak's sake.
Yeah. Well, I remember part of the Scout oath. Let's see. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at times, to keep myself mentally awake, morally straight. There's something missing.
Baden-Powell Trail.
Oh, myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. There you go.
Well, that's a pretty good one too.
Yeah. And a scout
Yeah.
is what? Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Nice. Could we have just a few of those these days, please?
I know.
Just to pick I could pick just a few out of there that could probably cover the most of them. You know what I mean? It's like you can put all those things together into love thy neighbor. You know?
Mm. It's funny how Cub Scouts made me think about, like I met Rocky Mountain Bear. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know him.
Yeah, I
He's an
do.
Eagle Scout.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm going like my hats off to him. And who else did I meet is also an Eagle Scout? Someone online, and I can't remember right now at the moment.
I was nothing more than a than the Cub Scout. Never went any further in that. But I mean, that was just a local thing for the kids to do that kept them out of trouble. Got them playing in a group, getting some exercise. Had a couple of outings each year to Evans Lake Camp, or something that we could go and shiver at and pretend we were out in the woods.
Remember the salute? My family's mostly in the military, I should say, quite a few of them. And when my dad passed away, they were all able to salute him because they're all, the ones that saluted were in the military. And I did my salute as a Cub. I'm not a Cub Scout. As a Boy Scout, 3 fingers, and you pull the little pinky in. Well, that's the only thing I could do for my dad, but they thought it was cool.
Yeah, right on. Well, I remember like movies like Red Dawn with the Wolverines, how they looked upon the Cub Scouts as it's a paramilitary organization.
Yeah.
Kind of
Well,
is
it basically
in the description of the makeup, I guess, the hierarchy.
Yeah, because I remember a lot of my relatives were, well, for us it was unusual, but when I joined the Boy Scouts, I didn't know that some of my family members were, in the Boy Scouts in different troops and within the area of my town. But I noticed that a lot of that military training the Boy Scout training can be transferred into military, like the survival skills, oath of office,
I think it was more that way in the States again than probably up here. Here it was kind of like the boys' club, boys and girls clubs.
Oh, that
kind
was
of
too
more
that was
thing.
too loose. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was too loose.
Yeah,
A
that
Boy
was,
Club in this area is that they don't have rules, and if they do have rules, it's marginal, and kids still get in trouble. For
wait.
us,
These
we
days,
get kicked out of the
what do
troop.
you think of the rules? Do you think they're okay, little Johnny? Do you want to follow them, little Johnny? Is that okay with you, little Johnny? No, little Johnny. Little Johnny, shut the crap
Oh.
up. Here are the rules. Read them over so you know them. There'll be a test. Jeez.
You're probably right, David. It's been so long. Me in the Cub Scouts, because in the Cub Scouts I wasn't there very long, and it wasn't very interesting. We had too many den mothers that were too how should I put this, motherly. We couldn't play rough house. We couldn't do a lot of things so as soon as I was old enough to get to the Boy Scouts, I jumped. Get a load of this, Mikey, archaeology Mike 007 is an Eagle Scout. And he's still a leader. My hat's off to you, man. My next door neighbor, Mr. Smith, he was my scoutmaster.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Alias Smith and Jones.
His whole family lived and grew up with most of us, Glenda and Martin and Robert. They were the 3 oldest, and then it was my age group, and then my sister and Lois. And there was 4 of them and 4 of us. As a matter of fact, most of my neighborhood, everybody had 4 or 5 kids. Mikey, how long have you been in scouting? Have you been in since you were a Cub Scout? What was the ones before that? Wheelers? Weebles. Trying to remember, there was a troop. I mean, a little lower than Cub Scouts. Oh, we have another scout. David's a scout too. Anyway, probably getting mixed all up because it's been so long. It's been, what, 50 years? Wow. That is tremendously long time ago. Is Boy Scouts still pretty viable in Canada?
I think so. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of the controversy that has come and gone with regards to Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whatever the hell. I think they found a way to work it out. I heard something about it at one time, but I sure hope they worked it out. They're not in the news at all, that's for sure.
7 or 8. Wow. Weeblos. See, I was right. There was a group of boys lower than Cub Scouts. Weeblos.
Oh, we called them beavers.
Oh, cool.
And beavers and brownies. Brownies were before the. Oh no, brownies were the same.
Brownies
as
are girls.
Yeah, brownies were the same as Cub Scouts for the girls. I don't know what came before brownies for girls, if anything.
Now,
Huh?
campfire girls are separate from the Girl Scouts? Is that a separate group?
No.
No, they're the same?
Hang on a second. Everybody in the house is giving me input here on
Oh,
what
okay.
does anything come before brownies? Pixies. Okay. Pixies before brownies. Brownies the equivalent of cubs, and then girl guides after that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was trying to get my grandson to get into scouting because I kind of like the idea that he can learn a lot of different things. That's like, well, there's a big push in my school area when I was working in Fresno, where they were trying to get more Latinos to join clubs. I mean, and one of them was the Boy Scouts because their membership was going down. You know, so I'm gonna look up the merit badges for Scouts, see what they are now.
I promise to do my best, to do my duty to God and the Queen, to keep the law of the Wolf Cub Pack, to do a good turn to somebody every day. That's all there was to ours. Pretty simple.
Well, I'm looking at the badges right now, and it's quite a few. I don't know if it's updated. Oh, here's 64 Girls Scout badges. You know what I liked about also scouting was the fact you can do knots and learn knots.
Does scouting in the U.S. have anything to do with the Baden-Powell Trail?
Well, he was the founder, wasn't he?
That's what I thought, yeah. But I didn't know if that was just like a Canadian thing or something.
Sounds more like English. I'm not sure. I've been out of scouting so much, I've forgotten a lot of it.
I wrote in Baden into Google, and as soon as I hit the N, I had Powell Trail all filled in already. So that's clearly a thing. Oh, hiking areas in North Vancouver, British Columbia, Baden-Powell Trail. Maybe that's why that name sticks with me even harder, because it's one of the trails here for hiking. The Baden-Powell Trail is a rugged but well-maintained 48-kilometer hiking trail that traverses Horseshoe Bay in West Vancouver to Deep Cove in North Vancouver, British Columbia. It was named after Robert Baden-Powell, Lord Baden-Powell, founder of the World Scouting Movement. So not only do we know, we have a trail we named after him, and a long one at that, 48 kilometers, which is Holy pile long miles, lots.
This is 135 different merit badges for the American
30 miles.
Scouts, Boy Scouts of America. 13 are required to make merit badges for Eagle Scout. I'm reading the rules and requirements for an Eagle Scout.
Cool.
Earn a total of 21 badges, 10 more than required for life rank, including 13 merit badges. First state has to be one of them. Citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world, communication, cooking, personal fitness, emergency preparedness. That's what I like about one of the mottos of scouting: be prepared. Yeah, I'm looking at charts of all the stuff that they got here for scouting. Boy, I don't know. It was just a good time of camping, jamborees. Those are fun.
I guess the whole thing was started by the Boy Scouts Association of the United Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually looking up Scouts Canada, but it's specifically mentioning that the founder, and let's see, the Scout Association.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Scout Association. The Scout Association is the largest scouting organization in the United Kingdom and is the world organization of the Scout movement's recognized member for the United Kingdom. Well, maybe it's just that there's a lot to it, clearly. But once again, their founder, Baden Powell, Chief Scout Bear Grylls. Well, okay. Powell. Chief Scout Bear Grylls. Well, okay. Somebody has their YouTube open.
Yeah, I closed just now. I was trying to find it. Oh my goodness, you got 50 badges? Shoot, I thought I had 14 was a lot. And 14 was because I only got them in preparation if I did earn my badges. So I turned them back into my when I left scouting, I turned them into my Scoutmaster.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, how you doing? So what you guys talk about now?
Well, we're talking about Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
And we have a person in the chat, Darren.
Mm-hmm.
Got another one coming up.
Wait, I heard it was in the.
Darren, I'm looking at a City fan right now.
Maybe he's out somewhere. Yeah, he must be out somewhere since he's not, speaking with us.
Well, he's already on in the basement. He's got another channel that says Mr. D.
Oh, okay.
There he is. Oh, you want both channels? No? Okay. Oh, bye.
Bye.
Oh. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now that's got to go.
Yeah.
What's the hardest one you did, Mikey, of all your 50 merit badges?
I saw that. I never was in it, so I don't know what to say.
Well, the thing is, I was in it because, and I really don't remember why I joined, other than I was a Cub Scout before. My bros were in Cub Scouts, but they never went to Boy Scouts. And I was the only one. And I guess I just wanted to get out of the house and get some places. So I wanted to, because we were so confined at home that my parents wouldn't let us play in the front yard. We always had to play in the back.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, we were supposed to be not heard and not seen. If you know how that is when you grow up, being in the front, drinking in the front, sitting in the front, barbecue in the front was like a big no-no. It's shameless. My parents would tell us that, no, you're supposed to be, yard clean, cars clean,
Right.
but children should always play in the backyard. That's where they belong.
So that's why you joined the Scouts.
Yeah, basically because I wanted to get out.
Right.
And my dad liked it because
you were out.
He liked it. No, because I camped out and I learned to make firewood, lean-tos. I learned how to shoot fish without
You learned how to shoot.
You know something? I never got to do that. That was one of the things I wanted to do. Yeah.
We did that here. We learned to shoot.
Oh well, we had the badge for that. I mean, but I don't know why we never got around to it, because it always had to revolve. I guess with all of us doing different things, 2 or 3 of us would pair up. There's only like 20 guys in the whole troop.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
But it was more getting out, camping. I mean, I camped in the snow. That was killer.
Well,
never
I've done that.
Yeah, I've never seen snow more than 2 inches high. And when you're camping out in the middle of Yosemite National Park and it's 4 feet of snow overnight, you learn not to leave your jacket outside because it freezes.
You can't find it.
Oh yeah, I found it hanging on my pole, because on the front tent we had those old-fashioned 2-man tents that were the V-shaped and went straight to the ground. We did a good thing where we put the liner on the ground, but we got a bunch of pine needles and made that like our mattress, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
And we chopped them up with a shovel to make them softer, And I didn't do that on my side. Man, it was a little bit on the rough side, but the second day I pulled the tarp up and started chopping them up a little bit, and that made it a little bit better. But the cold, oh my gosh. We learned that even a candle inside of a tent is a lot warmer than no candle at all. But then we had to have one person be a fire watch, and everybody took 2 hours, staying up. In those days, the only thing you could do was read. No phones, no Wi-Fi, no satellite, nothing like that.
You get around the campfire and somebody has to tell a story.
Learn to make a bow. Not a very good one. It broke on the 3rd try. Never caught a rabbit, but I made a rabbit snare.
So you went hunting, Hector?
I was never really good at hunting because I didn't like shooting things, but I did like photography. So I take a lot of pictures of animals that, a raccoon, jackrabbit.
Thinking of my grandfather, yeah, he took a lot of pictures of animals all over the world, and he took pictures of animals. I have pictures of giraffes, elephants, squirrels, you name it. He has a bunch of animals on those slides. So,
Jared, do you remember how many ranks there are? I was just reading Mikey's rank. Mikey, what are the ranks nowadays? Is it changed, or it's still the same from 50 years ago? He said he shot the string that was holding up the targets and messed up everyone else during his merit badge. Well, that's a pretty good shot. He can hit the string. I mean, later on in years, when I was older, a friend of mine had AR-15s, M16. He had shotguns, single barrel, double barrel, breakaway shotguns. What else did he have? He reloaded his own shells too. Especially, we had to pick up all the brass after we shot it. He picked them up. Shotgun shells, not so much, but all the brass shells, yeah, we picked them up. I'm trying to figure out your avatar history, man.
Oh, that is
English?
Yes, but it was part of the West African years, but they were short. They didn't really last very long. The regiment, though, it was a regiment that was in West Africa. Since I like reading African history a lot, so that's why I put that up. You know, so I think there's like one out of. Well, there was also black regiments later on, but this is like the only like black regiment. It's like early on, like in the early late 1700s, early 1800s.
You know, the word slavery sometimes reminds me of all the different cultures that employed a slave, like Aladdin and his and the Arabian Nights. I
Mm-hmm.
remember that's the first time I ever heard the word slavery, where people were placed in slavery because they were born into slavery. Like in Egyptian times, you had the Hebrews, the Israelites being. Trying to remember where else where they had that term used as. Um, but I've always referenced it to just one being the African American in the United States being in slavery, but then I
Yeah,
kept thinking about all the different cultures that had slavery. People call sometimes slave labor slavery. I don't know if it's the same or different.
The Jewish can definitely tell you about slavery. It just happened a lot longer ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
You
even
know,
that. I mean, even not just Europeans, but people think that like we. I mean, of course it happened, but mostly we got traded off by the Europeans, but also Arabs as well. And people often to forget, like people like the Ottomans um, and the Tripoli and stuff like that.
I mean, even in England, didn't they call that indentured servitude?
Yeah,
nice name.
Nice, as a euphemism for slavery, right?
Pretty
yeah.
much. Can you go? No? Okay. I belong to the manor. I
Yeah,
can't go.
yeah. I've heard that term before.
What term?
I belong to the manor.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Well, it's just something a slave would have ingrained into them. I can't go. I belong to the manor.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
takes care of me. Whatever would I do?
All right.
I'm not capable.
Yeah.
Archaeological art. I can't pronounce for some reason why I can't say that. Archaeology, Mike. Why can't I say that? Anyway, you said the ranks are still the same.
Like I think Ethiopia actually traded with Arabs for a very long time too. So um, with their nation, I mean that's what I've heard. Hector, you read books?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do.
Look a book called the Ethiopians by Richard Pankhurst, and it talks about a great history of the country of Ethiopia.
Okay, what was the name of the author?
Richard Pankhurst.
How do you spell Pankers? P A
P.A.
K E R.
Yeah. Wait 1 second. I'm trying to.
I would think Pankhurst.
Yeah, I think
You're
so.
correct. I found it.
You found it. Yeah. What's her name? Sylvia Pankhurst, the British suffragette.
I've heard of her, but I'm not really into detail with her.
That's her grandson. She wrote that.
Ah,
And
I know the song Suffragette City. Does that help?
what?
I know the song Suffragette City. Does that help?
I don't think so. Unless I've mentioned her. Sir.
Uh-oh. Darn it anyway.
So yeah, and here's the thing too. And her daughter was very her daughter was very anti-fascist. And when Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1935, she was very against that. And she was also anti-imperialist, and she wanted to help the Ethiopians, but she really couldn't. And after the East African campaign in 1941 during World War II, when the country was liberated, um, she went there with him in 19. I think he moved. I think she moved to Ethiopia in 1949 or 50, and she was Emperor Haile Selassie's right hand woman before that because she really got a lot of support.
There was a movie called Lion of the Desert.
Yeah.
It was a movie based on a person. Um, Geez, my memory's failing me really bad. Maybe I should drink some more water. But it was made in 1981, and it was starring Anthony Quinn, and it was about the geez, it was about Omar Mukhtar. He was a
Who?
Bedouin leader who was fighting against the Italians,
I
and
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, that was a good movie. So I started researching it, and it's a real person.
Yeah. He was a
Um,
real person. Was it?
His name was Omar Al Mukhtar. I'm probably butchering his name, and I apologize for that. But it was a good movie. It seems like history always follows good movies, and then when the movies come out, I never heard of that history, so I always investigate, that way.
Let's
Right.
talk about movies for a second, chaps.
Okay.
Okay.
I am so stoked. I'm going out of my mind. I'm not somebody who's even gives the remotest shit about movies these days, but I'm told something's coming, and I can hardly wait.
Which is
Isaac Asimov's Foundation.
I have not heard about that one.
Me either.
Apparently, Apple TV is doing it, and I don't know in what format, if it's a movie or what they're doing, but by God, they have the opportunity to either screw up the best series that's ever been written or make Star Wars look like a blip in time. It's that epic. That story makes Star Wars story it's garbage compared to it. I can hardly wait, but the opportunity for them to muck it up is so great.
Yeah, you're right about that, Mike. There is a new movie with Tom Hanks about a naval battle between a destroyer and a submarine, and it's going to be on July 3rd, I think it's going to be, and it's going to be on Disney Plus. There's another movie that I kind of pitched, a little bit. You know how they had the Tuskegee Airmen with the Red Tails, the movie?
Yeah, the Red Tails, good one.
Yeah, there was a squadron that was called the Mexican Expeditionary Force that fought against the Japanese at Luzon. And they had the same script. They went to Texas and they were trained, and they thought they were inferior pilots, and there was 300 men that volunteered to go because two Mexican oil tankers were torpedoed by German U-boats, two different German U-boats. Mexico declared war on Germany, so that means they also fought against Italy and Japan, but mostly the only thing I could find was in Japan. And then I remember, and then my dad told me a story a long time ago that he was there and he heard about the squadron because scuttlebutt goes around in the army. And then his brother, when they both came home, he told me a story that my uncle was one of the guards that was guarding the airfield.
Huh.
At that same squadron. And I didn't hear about this until years and years later. And I remember my dad telling me about, he would say things like he would see in the service, and people from town would be overseas 5,000 miles away, and they'd meet up and stuff like that. And it just came out of that conversation. I really didn't put two and two together, but that came out later.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
David Carlisle says he has the Foundation trilogy.
It's
Sharon, did you hear that?
David Carlisle.
Yeah.
I heard of it.
Oh, they're great. That's just the trilogy, though. I mean, there's the Empire series, the Foundation series. There's a lot more to the whole story than just the 3 books. It goes on quite a bit further from there.
There's a movie that I saw. Whoops. Are we better?
Speaking of books, I'm starting to read this one. I'm trying to find it. Uh, oh, that ain't it. I'm gonna read that book soon. Uh, have you seen? I'm gonna show you two books, Hector. You might like it.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me. It's a mess, to be honest. I gotta finish it, but this is number one. You read this one? This one? Hector.
I'm looking at it. No, I had nothing.
No, you have not. It's a really good book by Marina Amaral and Dan Jones.
Uh-huh.
Marina, she colorizes old photos from the I think she from 1850 to 1960, and she talks the history behind them. She also hired a historian to talk the history behind them. So, see, look at that one. Isn't that one beautiful too? And here's the history behind
Oh
it.
yeah.
Well, and
You
that
know
one's
what?
from 1910.
One of my favorite items of history
What?
is political satire cartoon or caricatures.
Uh, Wait, explain that. Oh, I found it. Explain it.
It's where someone makes satire in a cartoon of political situations.
Huh. Like those old political cartoons. Like that.
Yeah,
That's it. Oh,
yeah,
okay. I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Okay.
I've
Well,
always
what
thought
is
of
that?
collecting them, but I never did. Yeah, I mean, I
How
see them in papers, and I never thought of cutting them out and
how is
saying,
something like that any different from the memes of today? We make fun of those in power in graphic, comical ways. We're just a little bit more brash about it.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. I see a lot of the Trudeau ones and the Trump ones.
That's just it. We criticize those at the top, right? Trump has a tube going up his butt and a bottle of bleach on the other end because you know.
He swallows a line.
I'm starting to read this one too.
Ah,
Yeah. Emperor Haile Selassie, and this.
I may read a little bit more of the contemporary because I've read Malcolm X.
Mhm.
Malcolm X. Um, some of the speeches I've kept, like for Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy,
Yeah.
Cesar Chavez. I even kept some for Rockefeller. And have you read the Thurgood papers?
Do I ever read the newspaper? What were you
No,
talking about?
Thurgood papers.
They're good. No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's political, but at the same time talks about the philosophy and theory of politics in the United States.
Oh.
Mikey says that Starbucks stores might disappear in 2021. I've never heard that before, but why is that, Mike?
I wonder why he says that.
Yeah, Starbucks is so popular right now. I mean, drive-ups, like, they don't go inside, but they just drive up.
And then again, like, I'm not surprised if they're gonna. I don't know if they call that racist. I mean, now remember they call Aunt Jemima and all that stuff racist.
Well,
So why I'm not surprised they call everything racist because
yeah, I heard a conversation in one of the coin channels, and they came up that they were taking down a lot of the Confederate soldiers and monuments. And
okay, that's understandable. That's understandable. I mean,
yeah, well, that was the comment made in there. That's a little more understanding that these people were treasonous, that they separated from the United States.
not just that, but it's pretty much Confederate propaganda. If you believe, if
Oh yeah,
it's pretty much propaganda, and it's also like yeah, and you're right about that too. Yeah, those are understandable, as very understandable with the Confederate statues. So I don't really care too much for them. I don't really care to go down. I don't really do.
well, the same
But
thing.
I guess why?
Well, see, they're always talking about, and I don't want to say that any one side is less than the other for what they went through.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody says the black and white issues in the United States, I'm sorry, it's no longer a black and white issue. I think it's now more towards how many people are different in the same cause,
I'm listening.
in the same issues that come up with one side or another. Am I something wrong with my? I keep hearing something like crackling. Am I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound right.
Darren, do I sound okay? Oh, he's not. He's muted.
He's muted. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little different nowadays. I've heard this to be changed, to be fixed so many times, so many years. I hope this really sticks this time.
Right.
Because if you ever studied the '60s, it was about everybody was peace, love, and brotherhood.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And I just want to see what they promise stays.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm doing something right now. 1 second. I just made a post about a record. So, what's happening at 8 p.m.? You're doing another stream at 8, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I just told Greg this, and I didn't had any. Damn.
Whoops.
He didn't reply back to me, so.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. I reminded in an email to both you and Rich, and that you were contacting Greg later.
Yeah. He didn't reply. Huh?
Yeah, he's back. You're back.
Oh hell, I like pushing buttons and stuff. I guess. Oh,
hey, it happens. It happens to everybody. Everybody that gets the same issue sometimes.
Did that turn my camera the other way around now? I just did, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
However you come in, because it's not going to flip now, is it? Or does it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm learning. That's why I'm pushing the buttons and stuff. I haven't really used this too much on the actual phone app. Although one time I took y'all for a drive. That was fun.
You know, I don't have enough subscribers to put 1,000, so I can do that. Because sometimes I would like to be on stream, but then you don't have another 1,000 subscribers. You can't do that. So,
well, you can do this.
Hey, midnight.
Oh,
midnight. At 8 p.m. I'm going to do a stream with Rich Callie, myself, anybody who wants to join. Richard is going to be there. I'm going to be there. We initiated with 4. Rich, Troy is going to be there, History Man, and Greg from GregolaProductions.
GregolaProductions. That's a maybe because I don't know.
No. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's because okay. If you make it a little bit or makes it later, that's fine. I mean, everybody's got things to do, and people have schedules, and something will come up. You know, I hope my schedule doesn't change tonight because I want to tell my wife, stay away from the living room, go watch TV in your room. You know,
doesn't want to get caught on stream either.
Oh heck no!
Oh heck no! That's like my wife. I can barely take a picture of her. But my dad was like that. Now I have very few pictures of my dad, and I hate that. I told my one son the other day, very halfway tearfully, I said, son, just remember my YouTube channel will be there, and there are hundreds of unpublished videos of me making an ass of myself. You shouldn't have to miss me.
That's something, because I noticed that as I was taking pictures as my kids were growing up, I wasn't in it. I was one taking all the time the pictures of my wife and the kids. And then as we were putting albums together, my wife noticed that, hey, you're not in the picture very much. And then when I try to get into one, I feel really awkward because they're, come on, get in, come with us. And then I feel a little awkward, you know.
I was the photographer of my family too. I was like the only one who could take a decent picture. So the camera got handed to me all the time. Other people handed me their camera because they knew I could take a decent picture.
Well, get a load of this. I have 40 high 8 video tapes.
Hector, stop right there.
What?
I have some too. I can't play them.
And I can't. They're gonna say the same thing.
Oh,
I can't
damn.
play them.
We gotta buy a player and digitize those.
Yeah.
Go together.
know,
We'll buy it, and I'll send you my tapes. Oh, you know what else I got?
What?
We gotta buy the one that plays the digital 8 because I bought that. If you can believe it. I have Sony Digital 8. I don't play, can't.
Now the high 8 is higher than the video 8.
Right.
And
Video 8 was
high
first.
8C.
Video 8 was first, and then the high 8 came out. But after that, the digital, and the camera that I had at the time could play back, could play the digital 8, the high 8, and the standard 8 back all inside this camera. But all its recordings were digital.
Now my cousin, or I should say my cousin's son, was teaching the same primary grade where I was at for a few months, and I looked in his back of his. Well, you see, in our classrooms, we have classrooms back to back, but in the middle, there's like an office that's the length of the whole building of all 5 classrooms on each side. There, in the middle, there's a corridor, and he has equipment back there. And I look back there, and I'm going, "What are you doing with all this stuff here?" Well, I edit this, and I do this for the school, and I do videos. And then I saw that he had a high 8 video player. And I asked him, "Can you borrow that? Can I borrow that?" And he goes, "Sure, when you want to borrow it." Well, I can't take it right now because I'm not going straight home because I don't want to damage this. This is still work? He goes, "Yeah, heck yeah, I do it all the time." I said, "Well, how do I transfer this, my high 8, into like, let's say a CD?" He says, "It's already set up." I said, "Can I come over here and just do it that way?" Yeah, but I never took advantage of it, and I should.
Oh, you got to be on that. And then, yeah, I say that, but I got my own issue that I'm not on. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
These changing of the formats was nutty. You know, they really did strand a few of us completely. I was counting on Sony because I figured Sony would be around, and I was just going to start a business of. I wanted to do wedding video photography. I knew I could do the editing. I knew I could do a lot of the other background stuff, and I had enough photography in me, so I knew how to properly frame shots, rule of thirds, and such. Understand about aperture and what it does. And again, I thought I could maybe do this, so I bought a camera. But I bought the one that was, as I said, digital 8 because I really wanted a digital format, but it could play back like my mom had the regular 8, the very first 8. And I wanted to be able to play back those tapes. So I did buy a camera that was had the ability to play back all the 8 formats, but it only recorded digitally. And one day while I was at work, son number 1 got at the camera somehow or pulled on something, and it came down anyway. And when it hit the ground, it was broken. It got sent in for repair, but the repair was going to be a number of $100, which I didn't have at the time. So it sat at the repair shop for a bit. Then the repair shop got broken into, and the camera, broken as it was, got stolen. So in the end, they paid me the value of the camera minus the repair. So, and that took me out of the camera business because I didn't have the money to go and buy another one.
I can tell you this, though. I've got 2 cameras of the same high 8. And one doesn't work and one does. But I'm missing the cables to hook it up. It's got 3 cables that goes into the camera and into the TV RCA plugs. The red, the white, and the yellow.
Oh, yes. Composite. Red and white is sound and yellow is video.
Right.
So that's composite video, which is, that's what it was at the time, right? From there, they broke out that very same signal into its components, called it component video, and you ended up with the blue, the green, the red, the white, all of those. That's component. And S video is taking those very same signals of component and bringing them into a nice little plug, identical
The
to
S stands for
component.
serial port.
No, S video is not, doesn't mean serial. S video, and you might think so, but it doesn't.
Because that's how I was able to put it in my TV, the old TV I used to have, and that hooked up real easy to my Sony. But that's when the Sony camera was working.
Oh, God damn it! Stay on track here. I'm punching buttons. Yeah, S video was just again, that was component video brought together in a single plug for ease of use. But it was very high quality at the time. You needed S video in order to use high 8. High 8, they went together. If you were going to use high 8, you had to have at least S video or component, or it wasn't going to transfer didn't work. Bottom line. Yeah, I was super involved. I actually, when I was in high school, I was a photographer for the yearbook, and we used to, develop our own pictures in black and white in the schools, but I never did that at home or anything like that. My neighbor had a dark room, but I didn't have the room to commit to a dark room or the money for the equipment, which was, it was expensive because it was cool. I talked the room quiet.
No, I'm just looking at something right now.
Sorry, I was texting somebody.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hector, you know about the Ashanti Empire?
Ashanti. I've heard of it, but I'm not sure.
Actually, did you know it was at the 1700s, 1800s? It was the most powerful West African empire.
That's where I heard it.
Yeah, and it was like the first West African nation to adopt firearms. By trading with the Dutch in the 1600s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. It's funny where, I read things like Leif Erikson was here 1,000 years AD. On the Nova Scotia, New England, Maine area, or even far south is, from what I speculate, was saying that he was near the New York Harbor, Manhattan area, and I just saw a news flash about a week ago that they found so many Mayan cities and highways from Mexico City all the way down to Guatemala that they're deep buried underneath jungle, that they can actually use some kind of satellite imagery that actually picked out the buildings.
Huh.
And they're massive.
Interesting.
It's old. It's older than the current cities of Tenochtitlan, the one that's in Mexico City.
Yeah, Tenochtitlan, right. Wow. I actually didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it just came out. It just came out last week.
Just came out, and they discovered that? Wow.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is why I like history as well, because new stuff is just being discovered. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I can tell.
Do you ever watch the National Geographic program called Drain?
Drain?
Yeah.
I've heard of. I think I've heard of it when I was watching TV, but I never took a look at it.
They drain the ocean like Atlantic, Pacific, India, Michigan. That was the last one I watched was on Michigan Lake, where Chicago, why it was so prosperous, and how it became a prosperous city because of the docking and the water and waterways, and then they showed there's like, I forget, 34, 35 Grumman Avengers that are in the water for practicing during World War II. They would get a freighter or a cargo vessel, and they would flatten it out like a aircraft carrier, and they would practice aircraft landing. There we go. That might be the right word there, Carl. I mean, David. Yeah. But see, this is my thing is, what I want to do is, my wife won't do it, but I plan to one day because they asked for volunteers to go to Mexico
Mm-hmm.
and volunteer to do archaeological help, categorizing articles they find, digging, whatever they need, right?
You want to help, right?
And now, yeah, and I want to help. I want to do that, and because it's part of my culture, I might as well say,
Right.
hey,
Your history, right?
right. So it would be fun. I'll be gone 3 months.
Right. I mean, what you and
Oh,
your
when she
wife
retires,
want,
when
like,
she retires, she's going with me. They put up room and board for me, but living in Mexico and being retired, geez,
you know?
we'd have the money wouldn't be that problem.
Hmm.
Besides, I've got relatives and cousins in Mexico anyway.
Right. Right. Okay. I mean, good luck. I mean, I think that would be fun. I mean, and they let you volunteer to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I like all kinds of archaeological sites, like the mint. What's that? Pichu?
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, the one in Peru,
Yeah, that's Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
And then I also like to go see some of the Indian mounds that they have in
I
the
would go too.
Midwest plains, where they don't know what they're for, but there's all these mounds. They think they're burial sites of chiefs or a different type of Indian culture that was prevalent before the Native American Plain Indians, like that. So
Yeah,
that would
right.
be, yeah, that would be interesting to know too.
Yeah, that it would be. Wow. Like I said, this is gonna be really, really amazing. Actually. Good luck. I'll be Darren. Darren's coming in and out.
It's okay. He's probably hitting the wrong buttons,
Yeah.
or he said that if the dog started up, he would turn off the mic, but I didn't think it would turn itself off slowly, but we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's funny because I even thought real quick at the top of my head, I was thinking about tattoos. I was
Mhm.
thinking about getting a tattoo. There he is. Getting a tattoo, but instead of using Hawaiian symbols or Samoan or even Chinese, characters, I would get a hieroglyph. Well, they call it hieroglyphics too, but of Aztec origin, Mayan origin.
What are you showing us, Darren?
His studio.
I guess this is studio.
Oh my God, that's for me. That'd be risky. Midnight. What did you send off?
Oh.
He sent off coins today to Annex.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the garage. Look at it. Look, there's the extra dog.
Oh, okay.
Is that a Pomeranian?
Yeah. What kind
No,
of dog?
that's a case hound. My
case
son
hound?
and his girl,
Hound?
they're in the basement suite, and she has a dog. This dog here, and they just lock the dog downstairs and go out shopping. And the poor thing cries. So I come down. My wife is like, "Don't know it bites. It doesn't like people. It's on medication. It's got anxiety." She says. I said, "It's a fucking dog, and I'm a dog person. Just let me spend time with the dog." So there's the dog, the high anxiety dog. And me and the dog are getting along just fine because I'm not forcing myself on the dog, and the dog doesn't mind me, but I can't reach out and touch the dog. That's not a relationship that we have, but he's much happier now that there's somebody here, aren't you? Yeah, he is. Yeah, so I went down into the garage. This is the garage. We moved recently. So, hey, into this, these are cool. Oh, wait. Show you some cool things. One of the old slot car SCX, the old slot car games?
Sorry, oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, this is a giant slot car track set. Giant. It's a couple of sets together. They've gotten scrambled because they've been mistreated. All the parts.
I bought a $10. It reminds me. I bought a $10 from Target as one of those, those 5, 10, 15, 20, $25, gifts for Christmas.
Yes.
And I bought a $10 one back in 82, 80, 90, 90, probably 90 for Christmas for my son. And it was a toy train set. So I took it to Hobby USA, which is a national chain here in the United States, and I took it to him, and I just took him the caboose and the engine, and I took him one train track, and they said, "Where'd you get this?" I said, "Well, I bought this at Target years ago, and I was wondering how I can get more tracks." Well, the tracks are no problem. The engine's no problem. The caboose is no problem. But do you have the rest of this stuff? And I goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, you wouldn't want to sell it, would you?" And right there told me, just give me the stuff I need to put it together. And the guy left me an offer of $100 just for the caboose and the engine and the track.
Well, it was Lionel.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's the only train stuff that people really, really collect. That would they would get excited about. Yeah, right away I would know right away that that's Lionel. That's O gauge. Us poor kids had HO because they cost half as much. I need to cut my hair soon or have my bangs trimmed. I'm going nuts here. I'm constantly moving the set of my hair, or it's ponytail time. I don't know.
Actually, my wife likes my hair now because I've got it trained to go a certain way, and I actually style it in order to keep it going a certain direction. I just didn't have it comb it again. I just comb it once, and it gets crazy. But if I keep combing it, my wife says it should stay as I want it.
I like to brush my hair. I quite enjoy it. Anyway, so there's the whole layout, right? It was a pretty good one at the time. Anyway,
have you heard of Monterey, California, Darren?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know? You probably do know because it's in his program, but the guy who did the Late Show on NBC, Jay Leno.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
He's a big car nut, and
I watch all his stuff. I've seen all his car show parts.
One year I even bought tickets, or I was planning to buy tickets. I know I didn't spend $400. It cost for each ticket, but that's another thing on my bucket list is go to the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. Yeah, I mean the whole weekend from Thursday night dinner to the Sunday presentation of the trophies.
No. I have a car show bucket list too, but it's a little bit different. I want to go see the F1 in Montreal.
Mexico's got their Formula One racing.
That is cool, man.
And I want to go to the one. Is it Chicago that has the race, or is it New York?
I'm not sure, honestly. But I'll tell you one thing: if I ever pull down the lottery, you and I are going to the Mexican Grand Prix.
Okay, you got that right. If I win, we go.
That would be so cool. I've been a Formula One follower for forever. It's a little harder to follow these days, but not really because of them, more because of me. I like the electric series too. I think that's pretty wicked. Whatever goes faster.
Oh, here's the other one I want to go to. The ESC, Electronic Show Convention.
The ESC?
Yeah, in Las Vegas.
Oh, CES.
Yeah, the program I watched is called the Electronics Show Convention. It's on
The one,
cable.
because the
They have
thing that
more back,
happens in Las Vegas, I think that's the CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show.
and the other one I want to go to is actually, there's two more. The Tequila Convention in Las Vegas,
Yes, I love tequila. It's my favorite drink.
and the other one is to go to the not Comic Con. I don't want to do that one because that's easy to go to. That's all over the place. San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Sacramento. They're all over the place. What's the other one? SEMA. SEMA is the
That's the auto show one.
yeah, where Foose and all the major players go. You know, for
I'm not a big car nut.
I am.
I wish I had a couple of cars I no longer have, but right now I'm just concentrated on other things, I guess. It's not that I don't love cars, but it's just something else, right? Can't be so fragmented.
No,
Can only
that's me.
be so fragmented.
That's me.
Well, like you said, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yep.
Well, I need a little more mastery in some things. That's what puppy. Very good puppy dog. Had no problems with this little one once he got to know me a little bit.
No. Oh, it's all the same thing with most dogs. They don't get used to you until they see you around more often, that you're not going to be a harm to them.
That is it, right? And there's a certain amount of confidence you need with an unconfident dog. If you don't have that confidence, don't approach the dog because it won't like you. There will be a problem.
Are you cleaning your garage right now?
Yeah, I am. I got this tiny little dream of how I would have people in my garage playing music soon. That would be really good for me.
To play music?
Well, yeah.
I do that now. I have two stereos in the garage right now. I even got
I want people with guitars to come over. I want people with guitars and drums to come.
You mean really play music?
Yes, sir.
No. Yeah, I don't play a musical instrument. I was thinking about getting a piano, and I've got 4 guitars in here.
Well, that's what I've got. I got a bunch of guitars and musical instruments that I play like a hack. But I have friends, so I can call them. And I'm a singer. I can play bass too, and if I'm anything next to a singer, I'm a bass player. But beyond that, maybe I'm a drummer if there's no other drummer in the room, because I can keep time, and I do know how to play drums. But, if there's any kind of other drummer, they can play drums. And I'll just sing, which is what I'm made to do. I is a singer. It's not my fault.
I don't know. I try singing. My wife says don't sing, and I know I can carry a tune, but for some reason my wife says don't sing. I don't know if, and I haven't sung in front of anybody else. But I do remember in 8th grade, one of my friends sitting next to me in church. You know how you always sing in mass, and I'm not sure remember what the song was. He looks over at me, and he was taller than I was, and looks over at me and looks down and says, "Hey, you do sing well." I went, "Oh, I guess I'm just singing because he told us to." But
I used to love singing in mass and stuff like that. I used to sing the loudest in the general area.
Mikey, his nana gave him a 1885 Morgan MS-64 graded by NTC New York Bank or the U.S. Treasury bag. Nice.
That's high end. Ooh, what's this? I found a roll of double-sided weather tape. That might come in handy.
Oh.
I'll put that where all the other tape is, and then I might find it one day. What's this?
So you don't park your cars in your garage?
Nah, they're outside in front of the garage.
Don't feel bad. I've got 6 cars, 3 in the garage and 3 outside.
I got a crappy 2003 minivan, a standard Chrysler unit. I got a 2007 Kia Soul, which I really like. It's a good little car. And Mom just signed over the Honda to me, a 2004 Honda with like 0 miles on it. 2004 Honda Civic. Because, you know, she's moving everything along. She wants to take care of it now, you know? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Yep, I do. As a matter of fact, my cars are all project cars, so when I retire, I have something to do, and then some.
Man, if I told you what car made its way through my hands already in this life, you would know why I probably don't deserve another one.
I've only lost 2 cars in my lifetime. 3 with my wife's Crown Victoria 1989.
Well, I bought a 62 Nova Super Sport as the second car after my very first one, which was the Pinto. It was 2-door, no post, and it had all kinds of issues. It was an SS by manufacturer, but in 62, the SS didn't mean anything special in the motor. It was still the 230 inline 6. It had 4-bolt wheels on it, whereas Chevrolet went afterwards to 5, like on that very same car. So that was the odd duck. It's hard to find wheels for it, the 14-inch size with a 4-bolt pattern. But I still have the emblem from the rear quarter of that car. I never allowed it to go because I kept an emblem off of almost every car I've owned somewhere. And I released the camera. Click. Yeah, camera. There it is right there.
Wow. You know how much that little part is worth?
Which one?
That one in your hand.
Oh, I have no idea.
Over $200.
It's priceless to me.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
That's original off the car. It's metal. It's beautiful.
Should have kept both of them, or all 4 of them actually.
Maybe, but I mean, the other fancy thing was the fact that it got the chrome console with the SS badge in the middle, shifting the 2-speed power glide. Yeah. So
Mike is going to go to the coin shop, and he says his coin shop. I'm not really crazy about going to pawn shops because they don't really know what they have there, and they're usually overpriced, and you can't bargain with them. Maybe you have better luck than I do, but I've only been to I would say 3 or 4 of them, and I won't go back to the same ones. Just the way their attitude was.
Not a good experience in my experience. I think pawn shops, like I kind of detest the way they work. They really do take advantage of you at your lowest point, because if you're pawning your shit, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Just like going to those lending places, the personal lending places that say, "Oh, turn your title over your car, and we'll lend you $500."
Yeah, you're in trouble when you're there. It's not good.
Hector.
Yes.
I really apologize if I'm not really talking. I'm just.
Oh, that's okay.
We're not holding that against you at all, brother. We're happy to have you in the room.
Come anytime you want to.
Yeah. I was busy talking to somebody. Have you know the game Hearts of Iron 4? Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know the game Hearts of Iron 4?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what that is. Say it again.
Hearts of Iron 4.
Hardwired 4.
No, Hearts of Iron 4.
Oh, no, I haven't.
It's a World War II strategy game.
Uh-huh.
They made a modification of what if they like a 19th century version in the 1800s, and I'm helping with the Ashanti part. I'm helping them, you know.
Uh-huh. Do
Uh,
you ever play it? Do you ever is it like a video game or is it more like
it's
a
a it's a
board
video.
game?
I'll try. You know, so I'm helping them with the Ashanti part. So I'm trying to since I know I know a little bit of African history. I know a lot, but you know I can't say like I know too much. I'm learning myself. Um, you know, I'm helping them to develop. I have pinned messages showing how I design. Okay, yeah, I'm helping them with it. So
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
haven't really talked to you much.
No, come in when you can. Darren and I can carry the conversation, and the thing is that when people have things to do it. I mean, I have no problem with it. And besides, Darren's doing something right now too. He's cleaning his garage.
Clean it up in the garage.
So you're doing something too, Darren.
Absolutely. I'm
You know, a
multitasking.
lot of people do that. They're working on their coins. And what I like to do sometimes is I listen to the conversation. I'm not in the chat nor I'm on the panel, but I'll sort my coins. I'll categorize them. I'll put them in 2x2, all like that.
Okay.
So that's not a problem.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's ever heard anybody say anything about being on the panel and doing something. Not that I've heard them complain.
All right.
Oh wow, fly strips. I need fly strips.
I'll show you what
You know,
if you're interested.
those are good, but once they get filled with flies, they're no good no more. And then when it dries out, they just collect more manure.
Somebody told me at a certain point when there's some flies on them, it becomes more attractive to the other flies. It needs like some flies on it to be really attractive. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know what that means. Sunflies. What does that mean?
Some, as in a number of flies. Once there are a number of flies on it already, it becomes even more attractive to further flies.
Oh no!
Thank God I know English and I can work. You know what? I do that all the time. When I don't understand something, I look at the person and I say, "Can you say that same thing in a different way?"
Well, I don't know about Canadian English, but American English, the way they. Okay, for me, growing up with a second language is English. When they would say things, I would go look at them like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you want my time when I don't have time? I gotta go. It's like when they said, "Do you have the time?" I go, "No, I don't." I keep walking because I don't wear a watch, and I didn't know that. And sometimes English is it isn't literal. It's sometimes their sayings are a little bit off, and I just can't get it. Even to this day, I'll go to a restaurant and they'll say something, and I still don't understand what they're asking me to do, or my preference or whatever. It's like one time we were eating at the St. Francis Drake Hotel, and all the waiters are wearing jackets and white gloves, and this guy puts a basket in front of me, and he has these tongs. And he puts it in front of me. So I take the basket and he pulls it back. No, sir. He takes the tongs, opens the towel, and inside there is an ice cold fork. for my salad.
Beautiful.
Didn't know that.
Oh, well, who would? Come on, who would?
Hey, I eat with my fingers tortillas.
Classiest place I ever ate was during Expo 86 here in Vancouver at the Swedish Pavilion. I had I was working at the local radio station that was like one of the major sponsors of the whole thing, like the big radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And they could get. I had tickets, like I had the pass for the World Fair for the whole length of the summertime, and I got this coupon basically to go eat at this place I would have never paid for. But what the hell? Let's see how the rich eat. You know?
Hey, I don't mind eating where the poor people eat because that's my favorite food, Mexican.
Oh, the portions weren't near big enough for my liking, but you know, it was supposed to be good food. That's what I was told.
Yeah, that's another thing. French food. It's it's more fancy, and I can see why there's 7-course meals in French cuisine sometimes. Because if you put it all together, it'll be all in one tortilla for a Mexican. If I say so myself.
That's why they're such great lovers. Their meals are so sparse. At the time they're done, they're still hungry. I'm hungry for you. Oh, wow, look at this. This is cool. Here.
What do you got?
It's a little LCD desk clock. Is it upside down there? Can you even see it?
No. I see glass. I see white. 437.
Yeah, see, when the right angle. It's thin though. It's just this little LCD encased in this plastic crap. So it's a little clock, desk clock, but it's still kind of cool. Found it in a box.
Hold on, Hector. May I show you something?
Sure.
Yeah. But you play games, right?
With my grandson, yeah.
Yeah. I'll show you what Hard 4 is. I mean, Hearts of Iron 4. I mean, I kind of suck at it since it's a, it's a strategy. I mean, let's be honest, I'm bad at strategies, but I mean, I can show you what it is.
Go ahead.
Okay, wait 1 second.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, Remo, how you doing? Empyrean Labels in the room. Okay, there we go. Okay. We're looking at Japan.
What is it or no?
Wait 1 second. Okay, now you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. You can pick any nation that's in this map. Any nation that's existed in World War II. So he's playing Imperial Japan, and it's in 1936. And this right here, right? This right here. This is your technology. So you can check your you can research your weapons. You could research a lot of that stuff here. So weapons, electrical engineering, all that type of stuff. And later on, you can research nukes if you want to. And this is your what'd you say, Hector?
No, at midnight, he's going to come back at 8 o'clock. He'll be another person to join us then.
Okay. And then this is like for production. So how much how many equipment is making that you're making, how much equipment and boats and ships and all that. It's a really fun game. Kind of bad, but it's fun. And then this is your focus tree. You can choose what do you like what do you want? Like you're playing at Japan, this is the Imperial Japanese focus tree. So you can choose, like, for example, if you want to expand out west, you can expand out west. You can, if you want Pearl Harbor to be done. If not, you can choose not to if you don't want to. Like I said, there's so many opportunities on it.
So it's more of a strategic game.
Yeah.
It looks like weaponry, production, logistics. It
Yeah.
looks like manpower,
Yeah.
on the board. Okay.
It's a really good game, and not just that, like not just World War II. There's other time periods that you can play as, not just World War II. Like Hearts of Iron 4 has a Cold War mod. It has a You can go into war. It has a Victorian era mod. Hell, you can reach a point of a game from 1857 to 2020. There's a big mod for that.
Uh-huh.
But it's really fun. I like playing it. Even there's alternate history ones, like what if Germany won World War One scenario? Yeah,
Yeah, that would have changed the whole course of. Oh, geez, can you imagine the different decisions that would have been something else.
Achtung,
Yeah.
baby.
Like instead of like Nazi Germany, it's Kaiser's Germany.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's what I was just thinking is that it had the Versailles Peace Treaty did not humiliate or demean the Germany. I don't think people would have attracted to Hitler's idea of being, the way they were treated with the Versailles Peace Treaty. That I don't think. I think Kaiser would have regime would have been a lot longer, and maybe the Nazis didn't go to power.
I think so too. Yeah, and also another thing too, like what's that guy's name? Like people like Albert Einstein and Kissinger, they wouldn't have fled because the reason why they fled was because of the Nazi regime. If Germany was World War One, like people like Kissinger or Einstein, they would stay in Germany. That would also be a big blow. I mean, what you think? Maybe like Germany could have like the first atomic bomb, since they got like Einstein on their side. What do you think, Hector?
It sounds like a lot to learn before you start playing the game.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's interesting. It's one of my favorite games to play. It's called Kaiserreich, by the way. That's the modification for it. That's what it's called. With if Germany won World War One scenario, I think it's interesting. It really is. And I mean, when I play the game, I mean, America in that timeline, like I can send you the lore too if you want to know about the story.
How big megabytes is it?
Does everybody stop because of me?
No, actually, I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just looking for something for Hector.
I got pandemonium happening here, but I have something else cool to share with you shortly.
Okay.
Hector, I got something to show you again.
Okay.
This is it. This is the game right here. Let's see if I can get to it. So I can try to remember how many gigabytes it has. Well, not a lot, since this is like a small strategy game. So even if you download and try not to download too many modifications. I'll show you that in a minute. because if you do, it might crash the game if you download too many modifications. You can hear me okay, right? I didn't mute myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'll show you some modifications on here too. This is the Hearts of Fire 4 workshops where people make their own things. Like people make like the game sets in World War II, but people like put like alternate history stuff. People put like World War I stuff in there and stuff like that. This is a good one too. Remember I told you about what if Germany World War I scenario? It's called Kaiserreich. This is the thing. I can't find a map for it, but and then this is what I'm working on. That's how I was talking to before. It's called End of a New Beginning. That's where when it sets in it goes from 1857 to 2050. So, and then this is the map. I mean, I think I did a pretty good job, to be honest. I mean, just look at that. So,
I guess you have to do it once, eh?
We haven't done it yet.
and then like this is like what if
brought it back from 3 countries and changed it up slowly. How much was that?
this is like what if
You got here?
I invited you for a matter.
Yeah, we did.
this is like where Imperial Russia wins pretty much beats Germany. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what this mod's called. Name of the Tsar as well. Like people make all kinds of stuff in here too, in the community. So, like national focus, all that stuff.
I don't know where I got kicked out again. Something's happening in my screen, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, you saw what I was showing you, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to me and let me play with it and see what I can do and learn it before I play anybody. I hate to lose.
I know. I mean, I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest. Like, I lose all the time, but
No. I mean, I need to know what I'm doing before I guess that's the teacher in me. I don't want to
send like a tutorial or something how to do it.
Well, if I read it, is there a help menu on there or some kind of tutorial on there? Okay, I'll do that through there.
Okay. You have like Steam on your computer.
Do I have what?
Steam. That's what I use.
Steam?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because you gotta download that to play it, and then you gotta make it, and then it's easy. It's free to use. You don't have to pay.
Right.
And then you just have to buy the game. That's what you just have to. You just have to buy it. I got that one for a sale. I don't remember how much it cost. I think it was like for $20 at the time. I don't know how much it costs now, but it's a really good game, and I think you should play it one time. Oh, it's right now. It's $9.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah. So just make sure, just like get the Steam software. Just make an account, buy it, and then you're good. And then it's in sale, and you're lucky too because it's in sale for $10.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know that's something that you're gonna like because you like especially World War II history, Hector. I know that you like, you know.
Yeah, there's another part of history I like. Do you know who Marvin Lee is?
No.
He's an actor that was a World War II veteran who played the Dirty Dozen.
I think I've heard of that.
Now, he played it on some movies that were 1900s and 1920s, where the technology, the horse buggy, the cavalry was turning more into mechanical divisions, units. It's kind of like automatic weapons that started coming out during the 1900s. The Browning automatic rifle, the BAR, what they call.
Right. Yeah.
And things like that. That Lee Marvin, yeah, Marvin Lee. I said it backwards. Uh, he was a good actor. Where I watched him, you know, in movies like against Pancho Villa, or he was fighting. He was like a mercenary in one of the movies. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was really good. I kind of like that era between 1900s and
Right.
1929.
So like that era, like how I say it, like pre-World War One
Right.
and interwar periods area, right?
Yeah. After the cowboy era.
Right.
Is that Haley Selassie, history man? Who's that?
Yep. Haile Selassie. Yep.
Yep. History. Do you know Empyrean?
Yeah.
Okay.
We,
Good.
we talked to a bunch. I talked to him multiple times.
Good.
Yeah. Very talented. Very talented.
Boy, I tell you about it. He is good.
Yeah.
He should be a millionaire by now.
Yeah. They're very good artists, man. It's really really good.
That's who a Bob Priest too. I think Haile Selassie.
What happened? What'd you say?
I think that's who Bob Marley praised too.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. The Rastafari movement. Yeah.
Actually, I remember him when he was alive.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
alive. Yep. Right. In
Yeah.
Ethiopia, right?
In Ethiopia. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't over. He was. I mean, he ruled for a very long time. I mean, from 1930 to 74. That's a pretty long time. They overthrew him in 70. You remember the overthrow, Hector? When they
Yeah,
overthrew-
it made the CBS Evening News with Charles Corral, not Charles Corral, Cronkite.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way it was.
Probably was a big deal at the time because it was
Oh yeah, it was.
yeah because
Yeah.
it was the country was turning red and then the two switched sides because America was supporting Ethiopia and the Soviets were supporting Somalia, but after when they overthrew him, when they overthrew Haile Selassie, when the country became communist, they both switched sides.
I remember him. The reason I remember him is because basically I remember him because of the changes he wanted to make in this country to be more modernized, more educated. And the other reason that I remember is because he walked with Charles de Gaulle and Khrushchev during the funeral march in Washington, D.C. in November of 1963, when John Kennedy was shot at the funeral march behind his wife, his brothers, and his family. And all these world leaders were in the front. And de Gaulle and Selassie was one of and Khrushchev were the front people walking.
Right, yeah.
Hey, Redneck, how you doing?
I think he was the first. Well, go right ahead, Emperor. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I can't see the chat, so if Red
okay.
I just want to say what's up.
No problem. Like Haile Selassie, I think he was one of my first figures to study African history, and I like it. So
hey, the baby's with you?
Yeah, I got the monster with me.
You got him back, huh?
Yeah.
Everything okay now?
It's all right.
Or so?
Yeah, it's so.
Okay. Don't say no more. You don't have to say anything more.
No worries.
Yeah. Well, when you're friends, you worry. It doesn't matter. It's funny that all these people that I meet on here are becoming my friends. I mean, I have friends on the outside here, but I don't know. It just seems like it wasn't like the old days where dial up and AOL. You have mail. It's a lot different, because you never saw the person. You didn't see them on camera. It was very rare.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little one.
Yeah, this one's a monster. Bricks. I almost named him Brinks after the Brinks truck, the armor truck.
Uh-huh.
This got him Bricks. So. Guy's a monster. Okay, chill.
Is he bottle fed right now?
Huh?
Is he being bottle fed right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, this guy that he gets mad and stuff, but if I take him outside, he doesn't cry or anything. He's outside,
Mm-hmm.
but inside I have to.
Yeah, it's different direction of their attention.
Yeah, but if we're outside, this guy will probably go to sleep outside.
Yeah, I just had my granddaughter this last weekend, and she's only a year and a month and 1 day so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Right on.
it was fun.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say is they've been telling me if you're a dad, it might not be so fun, but if you're a grandpa, it's the best life. That's what they say.
I had to agree with that because when I first had my kids, it was a lot of work, mainly
Yeah.
because we didn't know to be parents. I mean,
Yeah.
and then once you get it down, and after they start growing up, you sort of miss that. And when you get older, you get more patient. You know what to do. You know not to put up with certain behaviors, and you correct kids the right way. And it's a second chance of being a parent. But the only thing is that we give them back to the kids.
Yeah. Well,
That's not a problem.
Well, when I was small, when I was even to like middle school, I think I used to get whacked a lot. So, but now you can't whack anybody. You go to jail.
No, but something I can tell you right now, I never spanked my kids.
Really?
I never spanked them. I didn't have to.
You didn't have to? Yeah.
No, mostly because the way my wife says is I have a look, or it's just consistently teaching them. It's a lot of work, but you keep the same theme, the same tone of voice, the same what you want, and you praise the good behavior, but you don't have to punish the bad behavior.
Huh.
Yeah. It's not how should I put this? It's not making the kid, in other words, okay, it's the kid actually chooses the best behavior over the bad behavior. Because when you punish a child and you spank them, their behavior is going to go again, and they're going to tolerate the next spanking or the next yelling or the next scream or whatever.
Or you have to ramp it up.
Yeah, and you don't want to ramp it up either. So the best thing is to when a kid's throwing a tantrum, let him throw the tantrum. Put him in a ring. My wife used to get pissed at me because I would take my son or even my grandson one time. He threw a tantrum. I took him to the room and I sat with him. I didn't let him out, and he kept crying louder and louder until he fell asleep. I didn't spank him. I didn't have to yell at him. I just had to tolerate his screams. So I just sat there with my back to the door, and he tried to get by me, and he even hit me in the ear. I didn't even react to that. And I just sat there.
Give him nothing.
Tired of it, he went and sat down, and then a few minutes later, he fell asleep. And then when he fell asleep, I got up, left the room, and I left the door open. Went to the kitchen, or I think the living room. We're watching TV, and about an hour and a half later, he comes over, and then he says, "Can I come in?" I said, "Yes. Only if you're sorry, and only if you give hugs to grandma and grandpa, and only if you sit down quietly with us and watch TV. You decide. Or else you go back to your room." He hugged us both, said he was sorry to both of us. He sat down next to us. No problem. So sometimes you reward the good behavior a heck of a lot more, and you punish minimally if you have to with that behavior.
Yeah.
I never hit my boys either. They're 23 and 19 now, and none of them ever were hit significantly by me. I think I warmed a bottom once, and I mean like one little open hander to, hey, wake up. But I think neither one of my boys will tell you that they were ever significantly struck by me or the wife. That's just not a thing we do. We're not hitters.
Now, if I did spank, it was only in the bottom, open palm, and made sure they had a diaper on. It was more. It was more of a shock to them getting in that position than rather the pain of, let's say, a switch or a belt or a rod.
Not about pain at all. It's about the shock. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. You're not inflicting pain. You're giving them a reaction that is physically disruptive. Their comfort zone is broken, but at the same time, you're not physically harming them in any way. I mean,
the other thing is they realize they've gone to a point that they might not have achieved in the past.
Hey, how you doing, Phil? My dad said he'll walk in the room and say, "You have 2 minutes to get it all out after you work for your grandma." Yeah, I've done that too. My dad did that to me a lot too. That's a good point there, Phil. Work is something that I also gave my grandson, and I told him it wasn't punishment. I told him it was to give him an effort to finish something with a goal and to get his frustration out, his anger. Because a lot of kids that I deal with at school, they have so much internal anger, but there's no real reason why they get it or why they have it. And I tell teachers it's a learned behavior that kids act out because they know that, oh, he's that upset, we don't want to upset him more.
Right.
Yeah, but I never really spank my kids ever. My dad, on the other hand, my dad did spank us.
He did.
My dad did, yeah.
Mm.
And then his grandfather, my grandfather, his father, he had what they call a barber scrap. You know what that is?
Nope.
A barber scrap is where they take a razor
I know
and
what that is.
sharpen the strap, and he would use that on us.
Damn. Like what do you do? Like scratch you with?
No. He would fold it in half. It was about 3 to 4 inches, 3 to 4 feet long, depending on the type of razor, and you would run the razor to sharpen it. If you look at the old-fashioned barbers, they use a straight edge to shave a person's face.
Right.
And they would unhook it from the barber strap. They fold it in half, and that would be the belt instead of. And it was thick. It was like.
Isn't that called stropping? Isn't that STROPPING? Stropping?
I don't know about that. I know it's a strap.
I think this stropping is the process of the fine tuning of the shaving apparatus.
I'm not sure.
You strop the blade.
I'm not sure, but I remember going to. It's funny because the barbershop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're not at a point where we're chatting yet, but totally tolerant.
That's good.
Talked to me for a while when he came in here. Talked to me for a while and I threw the dog, and then he sat down at my feet. I reached down once and he said no, and I said, okay, no problem.
As a matter of fact, I always thought of getting a barber chair, or one of those captain chairs.
He bought a mattress.
Oh,
Oh yeah, a bed, two options for the bed, and the actual.
Going to be coming on Sunday. I'm working.
He's working at like 12:30.
So that's just the bed, is it?
The bed, the
2-box spring, and the.
Does it move?
No.
I'm the only one now. Okay, I'm back. Oops. Oh, okay. All right.
So Hector, oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
leave?
I'm gonna leave about 4 o'clock because I have to get some stuff done before 8 so I can stream tonight.
Okay, so just email me. Let me know. Even if I know you emailed me before. I
Yeah.
thought it was yesterday night, but just email me again.
Okay.
So I could see it, and then I'll know that I'll come up. I'll ask Greg again. I'm not sure what Greg is doing. If he doesn't come, then
Well, that's fine because he can come in the middle of it. He can come at the end of it. He can come in the beginning, or he can leave when he has to. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open with that.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also one more thing before I leave. I know you're gonna like that game. You should check it out, man. I'm telling
Okay.
you.
I will.
If you play,
Send me an email.
I will. I'll send you an email how everything works and stuff like that.
All right.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Okay. Primo, no problem. Let's see. My dad would walk in the room. Oh, I already saw that one already. Gramps was a savage. He'd work your tail off. He was very old school. Well, my dad was old school. We would work out in picking grapes or picking plums or whatever we're doing out in the fields, and he'd show up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 after he got off his job after working 8-hour shift. Then when we would work until the sun went down. And in California, I don't know about other places in the States, our sun wouldn't go down until 8:35, 8:40 sometimes, where it's barely light. And we'd go home and we'd have dinner and then take showers, make dinner and then hit the books. And then at 11 o'clock we went to bed and we started all over again. Dad was believing that, and education at home didn't stop in the summertime. He gave us chalkboard work, reading, multiplications. So it was fun. And not at the time, but it's good memories from then on. So it's 4 o'clock. I'm gonna be back in 4 hours, guys. So my wife's gonna be home in about 15 minutes. I gotta get some stuff cleaned up before she gets here. She doesn't like the way sometimes I leave the living room once I'm home all day. And fix that up a bit. And I thank everybody for joining. Darren, I'm gonna wait for you to come back on so I can say properly goodbye. Everybody in chat, thank you for showing up. Oh, that's the one thing. Oh, okay, I see it.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna log off now. My wife's gonna be coming in about 15, 20 minutes, and I want to make sure I clean up before she gets here. And
Okay, one last thing that I told you. There'll be one more thing in show and tell.
yeah,
This is a piece of 6061 aluminum that I used to cut out of sheets. This is the thickness of the sheet that I would put up at that time. And this would be sent over to somebody with a multi-access mill to make into something. So this is a really nice big 1.5-inch piece of 6061 aluminum. There's the saw blade serrations, if you like.
Yeah, I see it.
Cut with a huge carbide tip saw that would be suitable for wood or anything else for that matter. But yeah, that's just I have some other metal. I used to work in a metal supply place.
Uh-huh.
So I have a few slugs of big metal that you wouldn't typically have around. Anyway, that's it for show and tell. It's 8 o'clock, you say?
Yeah, 8 o'clock our time.
Yeah, I'll already be at work there, but I can just put you up on the side. Of course, I work from 6 p.m. till 3 a.m., so
Right.
I'm with you for the long haul.
Okay, we'll be here.
All right, later, Gator.
All right, everybody in chat, Redneck, Archaeologically, Michael, and
Oh yeah, I didn't even look at the chat.
and
See everyone.
David Carlisle. I'm gonna be logging off so that way I can come back in about 4 hours. So I'll be streaming again with the folks. Hopefully you'll make it back. If not, I hope you have a good evening and wash your hands, stay healthy, wear that mask, and be good to each other, people. Bye for now.
Be excellent.
Yes.